All right, guys, I'm back. So, like we said, we're going to do 264 divided by 2, which gives you a final answer of 132 centimeters squared. Okay, so that's one way you can solve this shape for this trapezoid. You can actually use the trapezoid formula to help you figure it out. But there's another way you can solve it too. So I'm going to leave the trapezoid formula up. I'm just going to erase it in here for a little bit so that I can show you the second way that you can do this. All right? Okay, so the second way is still to split up your two shapes. All right, so we clearly have a rectangle, and then we clearly have a triangle. All right, so if you don't want to use the trapezoid formula, that's 100% okay. You don't have to use it. You can still just break the shape up into two different ones. So we'll start with the rectangle because that's the easiest one. So A equals length times width. I know my length is 9, and I know my width is 12. So A equals 9 for my length and 12 for my width gives me a final answer of 108 centimeters squared. Okay? Then moving on to your triangle, remember that your triangle formula is A equals 1/2 base times height, or A equals base times height divided by 2, whichever one you prefer. I'm going to do the half base times height because that one's just easier for me. So A equals 1/2. My base is my bottom, which is 4, times my height of 12. Okay? Remember, all you're then asking yourself is, what is half of 4 or what is half of 12? I'm just going to do half of 4 because it's right next to each other. So half of 4 is 2 times 12. It's a final answer of 24. Okay? So then you just, for your total area, you take 108, add it to 24, and you get a final answer of 132, which is what we got before, correct? Very good. So it just shows you that both ways will give you the same answer. All right. So your homework is going to be to work on this shape. And then I'm going to show you one more. I want to do this arrow with you, and then the rest of it will be your homework as well. Okay. So again, we have a triangle and we have a rectangle. That dotted line does not mean you have to cut it right there. Sometimes it helps that the dotted line's there because it is a nice even cut, but this one in this case is just showing you that from the bottom of your arrow to the tippy top of your arrow is 16 centimeters long. It's not telling you to cut it there. All right, so let's again start with our rectangle. A equals length times width. My length is 12 and my width is 4. So A equals 12 times 4, which we know is going to be what? 48. Very good. Okay, so then we come back to our triangle. A equals 1/2 base times height. Well, what's my base? My base is going to be this piece right here, which is going to be a bunch of little pieces put together. So if you see right here, this little edge piece is 1, and that little edge piece is 1, so that's 2. But then I'm missing this edge piece. Well, that edge piece is the same as this edge piece, which is 4. So 2 plus 4 is a final answer of 6. So my base is a total of 6. Okay? Same with my height. My height is just this little piece. But I know that my whole thing is 16, right? It tells that to me in the middle. And then I also know that up until this point, that's 12. So I have to do 16 minus 12, which is an answer of 4. So my height right here is actually 4 centimeters. Okay? So once again, ask yourself, what is half of 6? We know that's 3 times 4 is an answer of 12. So for our total area, we do 48 plus 12 is a final answer of 60 centimeters squared. Okay? So, like I said before, rewind if you need to. I know this is a lot of information. Your job for today is to finish the rest of this page, this big page on the front and on this other side, okay? Have a good day, guys.